Hey Evansville, and welcome back to the channel that shares with you things you wish you would have known before making a move. I'm Megan Thomas, your local real estate professional, and we are breaking down today what a previously disclosed defect is and what that means for you as a buyer or seller here in Evansville. So let's jump in. When a seller lists their home, they fill out a document called the seller's sales disclosure form, and there's so many boxes on it, and it's everything the seller can think of that's involved with the property. So for example, some things are like refrigerator and other appliances. They go into sump pump. They talk about old cisterns. They talk about telephone wires, septic system, and the property being in a floodplain or having encroachments, and if there's any like moisture in the crawl space. Like it's a whole list of things, including some of those. It's 2 pages, a bunch of small print, lots of boxes. So the seller fills this out to the best of their knowledge, and they either check defective, not defected, none, not included, or do not know. Sellers don't go looking for problems if they're not having problems. If they can wash their hands, toilets flush, they can take a shower, they don't think anything's wrong with the plumbing. So it's to the best of their knowledge, again, with them not being expert in the area. And if we don't have a problem as a seller, as an owner, we don't go looking for problems. So it's best of their knowledge at that moment. They don't go in crawl spaces, they don't go in attics typically. So items marked defective now become a previously disclosed defect. So the buyer sees this document and reviews it before putting in an offer. And so they see what's written on there as a previously disclosed defect, and then they still choose to move forward writing an offer, being aware of those defects stated by the seller. So for example, if there's a broken window above the kitchen sink, and that's written on the sales disclosure, we go to the showing and you see the broken window above the kitchen sink, and it comes back on the inspection report, a broken window over the kitchen sink. You were aware of that. We saw it at our showing. You still move forward with getting an offer accepted. So you are not going to ask the seller to fix that window, and you cannot remove yourself from the deal because the seller won't fix that window. So that's a previously disclosed defect. So what is defined as an actual defect in the state of Indiana? So according to the purchase agreement, a defect is a condition that significantly adverse is a condition that has a significant adverse effect on the property's value, or an issue, if not repaired, removed, or replaced, would shorten or adversely affect the expected normal life expectancy of that property, or something that would significantly impair the health or safety of its future occupants. So I always say a defect is in these 5 categories: roof, foundation, mold, plumbing, and electric. No matter how handy you are, those are 5 areas that if you're not licensed and know exactly what you're doing in those areas, they can lead to some significantly costly repairs. So when a buyer has an inspection and an item in one of those categories is flagged, we want to get a quote. We want to get a licensed specialist in that area to come out and give us a quote. Those things could affect the value and safety of the property or the safety and health of its future occupants. So if the buyer and seller can't come to negotiations about those repairs, it could result in a mutual release and an ending of the contract. Again, that doesn't include things like scuffed door frames, loose doorknobs, no cosmetic or just delayed maintenance items. Those are just things that come with being a homeowner, but in those significant defect areas. So however, if an item was written on the sales disclosure, for example, the roof has a hole over the garage, and on the inspection report, a roof over a hole in the garage comes up, again, you can't remove yourself from the deal or ask seller to fix that, because you were aware of that moving forward. So, as a seller, it's really important to fill out this document to as best of your knowledge and detailed. So when a buyer moves forward and sees that, you know that they're aware of as much as possible that you are aware of. And as a buyer, it's really important you see this document and understand what you're reading before moving forward with an offer. So if you need help figuring out documents of an offer, how to tackle this market, or where you are with things, please always feel free to reach out. Drop your questions below, hit the like button if this helped clear things up, and subscribe for more real estate tips that you wish you would have known before making a move. Again, I'm Megan, your local real estate agent professional here in Southern Indiana, and my number is 812-205-8270. Thanks for watching, and I will see you around the tri-state.